All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. Joe and I are back for our third episode of CPTv Live. We are so excited for who our guest is tonight. Thank you for viewing. We know that the past 2 weeks we've been able to see everybody sharing and that you're watching us throughout the week, and all of the content has been super awesome. And tonight we're in for a real treat. Yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah, we had a great week. Recap of episode 2. We talked through some stress and anxiety. Hope everyone had a great week. We were able to get out and enjoy some nice weather this week, and especially today. Snuck over to Dyken Pond, which was awesome on a patient's suggestion. So we talked about drawing a winner last week, and so Erin, go ahead. You can do the honors.
Yeah, so we have a little relaxation gift packet. As we mentioned on last week, we have a lavender candle, a essential oil diffuser, and the 5-minute journal. So what we're going to do is just pick a winner right now. So,
drum roll, please.
All right, for Barb M. Awesome. So Barb, we will see you this week and we will arrange getting this package to you. Thank you guys so much for sharing that piece on anxiety last week. So anyway, let's get into what we're doing tonight. We are super excited. We have the owner of DP's restaurant in Albany, Yono's restaurant in Albany, and the president of Feed Albany COVID-19 Relief, Dominick Purnomo, is here. Woo! Here it comes. It should be on in a couple seconds. There.
Hi guys, how are you? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Right. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
A lot of people don't realize before my physical therapy career started, I was in the food industry. Clubhouse Pizza in Rochester, New York. I was the chicken wing guy. So I'm really.
I did not know that. I didn't. Hence the chicken wings in the air fryer, right?
Yeah, we thank you so much. We know you are so busy. I didn't even know how busy you were until I've been seeing you in a lot of news and conferences and all of the amazing stuff you did. So thank you. The Sunday nights, these are our family nights. And one thing that was different about this week is we are doing it while our children are still awake. So most times we've been doing it 7, 9 o'clock, depending on, or a little bit later, knowing to sort of reduce the distraction. So thank you so much. If I have to skip away, be a mom for a little bit, that might be what I'm going to do. But go ahead.
Yeah, and if any of my kids jump in the video too, I apologize in advance for that.
I think it's all good. So as I wanted to say right in the beginning, we at Choice Physical Therapy, we are going to be donating to Feed Albany at the end of, or on Wednesday, we said middle of the week, however many likes that we get. So while you're watching, go ahead and like this stream. We're going to try to get as many likes or loves that we can so we can give back to what you're doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. It certainly helps us further our mission and expand the work we're doing already.
So we definitely want to get into details on Feed Albany and the cool stuff you're doing. Or maybe we can get started with you're going to just and we can start to go with the conversation.
Yeah, we're gonna do this chop style. So I saw the video that Erin sent over with all the food you guys have that they grabbed at the grocery store this week. Sent me a picture of what's in your pantry and your fridge and all that stuff too. So we're gonna do something kind of fun, and that way it's gonna be kind of something loose that people even at home can do, depending on what they have in their fridge. So why don't you grab one sweet potato, grab one of those pork chops, grab a head of that broccoli. You're gonna need an onion, some of that minced garlic, and then you guys have some gluten-free soy sauce, so we'll grab that. Some oregano. I saw you have ground ginger. We use that ground ginger. Some salt and pepper, of course. A little bit of cumin. Those sugar snap peas. And a tomato.
Wow. Perfect. I've never used ginger, so this will be fun. I don't know how it even got in there, but maybe Joe, you used it one time.
Probably for the gingerbread cookies around Christmas.
Do you want to cut over here?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I think I got everything out. What do you, go ahead.
First thing, if that onion isn't peeled, we're going to peel the onion, and then just we're just going to slice it up into maybe 1/4 inch wide slices.
Okay.
And then same thing with the pork chop. Take one of those and slice it, just into about 1/4 inch wide the whole way.
Here, Joe, why don't we get two different choppers going? I'll do the onion. What did you say? So while we're just prepping this, one of the biggest things, a major question that we have, and we talked a little bit about our circle of influences and all the changes that have happened. If you could go over, so as soon as all this hit our nation and our area, it seems like you took an immediate jump. I mean, even looking around on your website, how quickly that came up. Give us your background and what you felt like and what your steps were in getting that going.
Yeah, actually, it started, I guess what it was, May 16th is when we were, the governor had closed restaurants. So starting the weekend before, when they were discussing closing schools, my first, obviously having three young kids, when I'd heard that in New York, the reason that they didn't want to close schools in the city was because the subsidized meals that a lot of those kids get are sometimes the only food that they get all day. And obviously it's a little bit different up here, but my concern was I wanted to make sure that, these families that were, that were counting on these subsidized lunch and dinner program or breakfast and lunch programs still had access to food, throughout this entire thing. That weekend I pretty much spent the entire time talking to anybody that I knew that was in education administration, superintendents, principals, and stuff like that. And what I hadn't realized was that schools provide those meals 52 weeks a year. So even in summer break, those meals are still available to the schools.
Oh, wow.
So there wasn't as much of a need for that. But once the restaurants were forced to close and all these hospitality workers were out of business or, out of work, we kind of shifted our focus there and said, all right, well, let's make sure that people in our industry, because a lot of times in the restaurant, most of the meals that people who work an 8, 10, 12-hour day consume are at work, right? And obviously people now being on unemployment, that's been a whole headache too for people to get on. But, we want to make sure that people didn't go without. And then it kind of quickly grew from there. Myself and Jason Pierce, who's one of the co-owners of the Savoy Tap Room on Lark Street, the old Justin's, he called me up and said, "Hey, let's jump on this together." And Joe Bonilla joined us as well, and Matt Peter, Albany County's legislator and the head of Albany Parking Authority. So we kind of quickly mobilized. This was Tuesday. So this was Monday. We closed the restaurant on Monday, and by Tuesday we'd already kind of start the wheels in motion for this. And we set up a GoFundMe page. Reached out to some of our purveyors. Again, in the beginning, everything was so new, So it was within the next couple of days, we had our kitchen up and running, and we were staffed with complete volunteers. We do have some food that's donated, but we use all the monetary donations that we get to buy food. And it's not unlike what you guys are doing right now, because every morning we come in, depending on what the donations are, and then we plan the meals for that day, kind of predicated upon what we get in. So a lot of times, they'll call us and say, "Hey, here's, we have 150 pounds of pork loin. Here you go." So. It's a fun experience. So you guys are doing like a mini version of what we do every day at Feed Albany.
That's amazing. I want to tell you, all right, the onion's all chopped up. We should get that. Where do you want the onion? And did I cut it up right? I mean, this is how big they are.
Perfect.
Okay. Are those going over some heat, or are those going?
Yeah, let's get like a big saute pan or a wok if you have it.
Yep. Oh, we do have a wok. That's what the wedding registries are for, right?
Yeah.
I gotta know where to find it. Here, go ahead.
Have you used the wok yet?
We a little bit here and there.
All right, good.
One of the big things we talk about with being in physical therapy, we talk about move well, live life. We're the physical side of things, but nutrition is such a big part, and there's a big push. Everyone's home right now, probably cooking more meals. I saw that searches for how to make sourdough bread is up like 1,200% since Mark. So I think everyone's cooking. One of the biggest deterrents, I think, is kind of what you talked about, like some of the creativity of what do I have and how can I make that into a healthy meal at home. So we really appreciate you doing this.
And I think that's been a big focus too this whole time is, you know, everybody's trying to stretch a buck. You know, everybody's finances have changed a little bit. So, you know, we're trying to do, you know, obviously we never really want to waste food, but even more now, okay, we have something, how do we repurpose it for another meal? How do we use leftovers and stuff like that? So, you know, I think that's always a good way to look at it. It's a fun challenge, I think, too, to see what you have and, you know, what you can do there.
There it is.
All right. Thank you to Aunt Susie for the walk from the wedding.
Yeah. She's on right now, too. All right, here you go. Here's the onion. Do you want me to cut? So the snap peas are, they're in this bag, essentially. So
no, we're gonna leave those whole. We'll leave them whole. We're gonna throw them in at the end. Yep. So you have the pork cut. You have the pork sliced. You have the onion sliced, and the sweet potato, right?
Yep.
Yep. So, well, we got
the slicing for the pork. How thick did you want that slice?
Just kind of slice it, maybe like a quarter-inch thick.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then right down it, or
yep, all the way down. Yep, all the way down.
And throw these onions in the wok.
Yeah. Yep. Put some oil in, whatever. If you have avocado oil or grapeseed oil or vegetable oil, whatever you're using.
All right.
Want to let that pan get a little warm first. Probably medium, high heat.
So how's it been going coordinating the whole team at Feed Albany? We talked, Aaron kind of mentioned, like, circle of concern. Everybody obviously very concerned with COVID, everything going on, especially in the food industry, you guys being hit very hard. And we talk a lot about, you know, businesses having to pivot and get creative during this time. And you guys just did it so quickly and obviously organizing the team of volunteers, giving the donations. How's that all work? How's the team come together? Like, how's that all going?
It's been a learning experience for sure. You know, I mean, we've of course done some, you know, we've had the Albany Wine Festival and some other not-for-profit ventures that I've been involved with personally, but, you know, to try to mobilize that and sort of in a crisis situation was definitely helpful. You know, one of the great things that came about it was, you know, so many people just kind of sprung into action because everybody just wants to help. What can they do? And there's this kind of feeling of helplessness and hopelessness a little bit. So people have really been, you know, really excited to get involved because, you know, it gives us some sort of sense of purpose and, you know, some sense of accomplishment and help, you know, knowing that you're helping other people in our very own community, you know, and you can see it every single day. You know, we're doing between 5,000 and 7,000 meals a week. You know, for people. So yeah, and as I said before, it kind of grew into now we work at like 10 different agencies. Today we brought 200 meals to last night we brought 200 meals over to St. Peter's Hospital for the ICU and emergency department staff. We have an HAC van that gives that we dropped off 100 meals today to people who are in you know, who are homebound, you know, either seniors who can't leave their home because, you know, for fear of infection. And, you know, there's a lot of people who are currently in chemotherapy, et cetera. So, you know, it's been good to not only get the meals out there, but, you know, that we're not sure how these people would eat otherwise. So it's been important. Let's throw those sweet potatoes in. If they're ready to go.
Almost.
All right. And then that head of broccoli, if you want to cut those florets up a little bit more, and then we're going to drop that in the boiling water for just a minute or two to blanch them real quick.
Okay.
It's a little bit different than sitting over the wing fryer, Dominick.
Yeah.
I remember.
Not as hot though, right? Not as hot.
Oh my gosh, it would get so hot there.
Standing over a 370-degree fryer.
Yeah, that was warm.
Very
so
light.
have you guys been adjusting to this whole quarantine life?
Go ahead, Joe.
Kindergarten is hard.
That I agree.
Very
Kindergarten is hard.
Yeah. So, you know, they do a great job though with the resources.
Yeah.
teachers getting on with videos and I'd love. It sounds like I'm doing a lot of it. Aaron and Dominick.
I was gonna say, Professor Judd. No, yeah. Luckily, I'm now working at home 2 days a week, and then my mom's helping with them. But at Choice, we are. Hold on, hey guys. Choice is still. We are open, and we're just working at much different regulations now. So.
Sure.
There are people who are they are still doing surgeries for some folks who, if their quality of life would be severely affected if they don't get it. So some of the patients that we're still treating, and so all of our staff is working, and we just are maintaining distance using all PPE. But it's been a change. We're super proud of our team for responding as quickly. We've been wearing masks for the past 5 weeks. So, we've started doing that, and it's going pretty well so far.
That's good. Are you still keeping your same office hours, or are they scaled back a little bit?
The office hours are about the same.
Appointment
times are and we've done a lot with telehealth. So the local health insurance companies have really gone to bat for their patients. Lifting a lot of restrictions, so people could do their physical therapy just like this.
Oh wow, that's great!
And it's been excellent. The results that people have gotten, it's a nice way to break up your day. Everybody kind of sitting at home in quarantine, but also keep your momentum going with your rehab. So
yeah, and I was that's been a tough part. I said, I'll be honest, it's been a struggle. As right before this happened, I was at the gym 4 or 5 days a week, and now to try to get motivated to do it at home, it's been a struggle for sure. The nice weather helps, because that today was a great day. Spent a lot of time moving outside, but it's definitely been, and I've talked to a lot of friends too. It's when you drag your butt into the car and you get to the gym, it happens, But you can keep punting all day long at home and say, I'll get to it later, and then you don't get to it.
Quick question. All right, the broccoli's in the water. How did you want me to cut these sweet potatoes up?
Just sliced about the same width as the
onion.
The onion. Yep, about a 1/4 inch wide. Slice it.
All right. This is like real. We normally do a meal called sweet potato hash, and it's probably not that it's. But I should probably have cut them up that way. And that goes in with the onions, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you can throw the pork in there too if that's ready.
Perfect.
Nice.
So right now you share the onions, the pork, and the sweet potatoes.
Yep. We will put all these ingredients and all of this on for everybody for later too. So thank you.
Yeah, and if it's again, if it's if you don't have so you guys had the pork, if people have chicken instead, or they have beef, or they have lamb, whatever you have, you can certainly it's the beauty of a dish like this. It's certainly easy to improvise. If you don't have the broccoli, you could throw in peppers, so.
I feel like the sauce is gonna be huge. We were not, even when you texted me earlier and said, send me a picture of your spice cabinet, I was like, oh, somebody's gonna know what spices.
Yeah.
We're not that creative, I don't think.
Well, like you said, it's definitely you get into, even myself, even at home, there's certain things that I just, you find yourself cooking over and over again just because you enjoy them, and B, it's maybe there's a laziness factor to it, or it's a comfort thing, where you want that same dish kind of over and over again. Grab that minced garlic. Let's throw in a good heaping tablespoon of the minced garlic that you have.
Okay, so you got that right. What's a go-to meal in the Purmono house?
Let me see. A lot of it's like this. I'll open up the fridge and just do a stir fry or something like this, or a pasta dish, or a lot of times if it's a weekend, make a frittata with just whatever leftovers we have. Simple comfort food, like a roast chicken is something. With roast chicken with potatoes and vegetables or something like that. In the summertime, we tend to do a lot of outdoor cooking, so a lot of grilling, and and stuff like that. So of course, steaks and grilled vegetables and things like that. My mother's Italian American, so there tends to be big pots of sauce going on Sundays and stuff like that. So make a 15-pound lasagna.
Oh, that's awesome. Lasagna for 4 here for Easter, and gluten free. We are 100% gluten free in this house, with 2 people having celiac disease. So luckily, it was amazing that we found a really good gluten free rice lasagna noodle, and that worked out pretty good. So that's and the kids liked it. That's a big thing,
Well, that's the thing too. Is you don't want to be cooking one meal for yourself and one meal for the kids too. So it's trying to get them excited about it too, which sometimes can be a struggle. Yeah. All right. So right now the pork's in there, the sweet potatoes in there, the onions in there, the garlic's in there.
Yes.
Let's throw in like a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano.
Okay.
1/4 teaspoon of cumin. A 1/4 teaspoon of the ground ginger. I think what else did you have? And maybe if you have like a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper.
Okay. Joe, did you get all those?
Yeah. Cumin, oregano, black pepper.
Yeah.
Ginger?
Yep.
Ginger, yep, you said ginger.
So I would call my Nana when I was trying to cook, either in college or after college, and Nana, I'm trying to make your chicken cutlets. I'm trying to. She'd always, Nana, so how much should I put in of this and that? Just enough, Joey. Just I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, we don't do a lot. Sometimes there's not always a equal measurement. And about this much.
Yeah.
Like this much pinch.
Right.
2-finger pinch, 1-finger pinch, whatever it is.
All right, let me know when all the spices are in.
Ginger and black pepper, right?
Yes, ginger.
Ginger, black pepper, or oregano and cumin.
Oregano and cumin are in. Yeah. Where's the ginger?
It's in up there.
You had a small McCormick bottle, little guy. There you go. And then grab that soy sauce too if you haven't done that already.
Have you ever heard?
We have a guest visitor here.
Hi, Carolyn. How are you?
Good.
Our house is starting to smell amazing thanks to your hubby there. Oh, hey. I think Coco thought you were here.
That's
That's
funny.
little guy.
Oh.
He's a long-haired chihuahua.
Oh, I never even saw a long-haired chihuahua before.
Yeah, well,
One of a kind.
long story there.
Well, you guys are eating better than we are tonight. I just put frozen pizza in the oven.
You're not supposed to tell him that.
No, that was my question for you. When you're around food all week, all day, are you like similarly when we're talking about the body and pain, and then we get a text or something? I'm like, oh man, we just did it all day. So
Yeah.
do you ever find that like you just want to get away from cooking or food or you must?
Last night.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe like let's start with like 3 tablespoons. That's the soy sauce, right? Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can throw the broccoli in now too.
Looking good. One of my favorites at DP's is always the pasta Riley. That is my go-to meal. I was talking to Joe. I'm like, Joe, what's a meal that we get when I go there? And everything. I'm a creature of habit. Once I like a meal, I always get it. And so I was looking it up, and I was like, oh, this will be so nice. I know we're not told to like guess when it's all going to come back, but it'll certainly be nice. And we'll be at DP's first for sure.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I think everybody definitely has a longing to like gather and to be together. We know we're staying apart for a good reason, but I think everybody's really looking forward to that camaraderie that we get with being a sense of community again. I think there's that and the cabin fever have certainly set in for sure.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw in a handful of those peas, those snap peas.
Okay.
Smelling great.
Good, good, good.
Use spices. You gotta use them more. There you go. Handful of those. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
We're just having fun.
Yeah.
So we saw you were under $2,000 away from your GoFundMe goal of $50,000. Like what? I mean, that is just amazing. And those are the funds that you are using from each day to make your meal.
Correct. Yeah. So I mean, that's what we're using. To purchase food. We, obviously, the commercial kitchens that we're using, because we're not just doing it at Yono's, we're doing it at Savoy, we're doing it at Rue.
Yeah.
Risotto has for their kitchen space, the Point on Madison. So of course, there's things that we have to pay for, utilities and of course, the chemicals to run dishwashers, and we have to buy gloves, of course, and masks and all of these things that
Right.
for safety regulations we have. We rent a van. The sheriff's been great. He gave us a van and a driver that we use for our home delivery meals. And we rent a van as well to kind of shuttle food and stuff like that back and forth. Of course, fuel and stuff like that. So that's where our donations go, is to fund that. Yeah, and of course, and we when we started this, we really weren't sure what it was going to be, how long it would go for. But we're incorporated now. We have our working for our 501c3 paperwork, and this is something that is certainly going to go at least the length of the crisis. But then we think that there's still going to be a need for these for these meals. So
Right.
we're hoping to make it a permanent thing, and perhaps obviously when the restaurants open up, we'll have to find a different way to cook. But maybe we rent a small commercial kitchen or something like that. To continue to make sure that those in need and at risk in the community, are still certainly taken care of throughout this time. So. It's been a busy couple days for sure.
We talk about a choice. As soon as this happened, we felt there were a couple ways to go about it, and one way was trying to keep a long-term vision. How do we come out of this as a nation, as a community? And I think that's awesome that this was kind of built out of necessity, built out of looking to help the community, but now it can be something that could sustain afterwards, and still the community can still benefit. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they keep saying that because of these times and these restrictions, new things will evolve. CPTv evolved. We said we were going to do it, but we never did. And similarly, this new program, and you'll still have. It's amazing watching. I've seen all your recent news, Preston. The folks that are getting these meals are, otherwise, what would they do? Yeah.
Yeah. And we have, and like all the food we're doing, I mean, it's restaurant quality food. We have, the people that we have about 6 or 7 cooks in our kitchen every day, and they're, 3 of them are executive chefs at other places. So, it's not like, as one of our volunteers, David Soares, the district attorney, he was helping us package meals a couple days ago last week. And he goes, these people are lucky to be getting this food, because it's not like, we're giving them ham and cheese sandwiches kind of thing. So, I mean, it's all high quality stuff that you'd be paying $20-$25 for in a restaurant. So, I think I think that uplifts people's spirits, in a time like this, that they can look forward to, having not only something that, is nutritious, but something that also, tastes really good. So, that should be pretty much ready to go at this point. Once make sure that pork is cooked through, but other than that, your dinner should be ready. Looks great.
What do you think? I think so.
Smells
Yeah, and this
good.
is
The
something
sauce
that-
is light.
Yeah, exactly. Nice and light, healthy. Obviously, we're not cooking with any butter or milk or cream or dairy, anything like that. You can serve this over rice. You could just eat it on its own. So got a good meal for you guys tonight.
How about that? We're gonna be fighting over it.
Oh,
It's gonna be a new staple. You know what? Taco night in the Napoleon household, a staple every week.
Yeah.
Friday. Now we've got,
Now you got stir fry Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, and using the wok too. Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, even one thing I was going to say when I was just thinking about it, because of the other executive chefs who are joining you to make all these meals, you're putting out, high quality meals that, that you are cooking them, which is what, not everybody, has even that privilege. So not only are they free, they're also cooked by amazing cooks.
Yeah, and it's been really good for us. Not only the ability to give back, but it keeps us, it keeps our skills sharp. You know what I mean? We're obviously doing it's scaled because we're cooking in such large batches, but like the fact that we're still working on our knife skills every day, and tasting and refining and stuff like that. It's been good for like we talk about stress and anxiety. It's that's cathartic for people. Cooking is certainly something that certainly therapeutic and takes your mind off of things. And like for us as as professionals, that's been a great way for us to cope with all the sort of uncertainty going on. So to know that we can give back and sort of do something for ourselves, it's been a really positive experience all the way around.
That's amazing. So how can we help? How can our viewers and listeners, I have the website down there. It's super user friendly. There's a donate button right on there. What else can tell us what we can do?
That's it. Just go to feedalbany.com and check us out. If you have the ability to make a monetary donation, we certainly appreciate that. If not, certainly we're always accepting volunteers. There's a volunteer button there. So if you want to help perhaps with deliveries, or you want to come to the restaurant and help us pack the meals. Yeah. Certainly, of course, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. Share it. You know what I mean? Help us spread the message out there that way. Get it out to everybody else's individual, social networks. And there's certainly, all those things can certainly help above and beyond, a monetary donation.
Awesome. And as a reminder for everybody listening, if you like, or if you could like this stream or this live feed, we're going to donate from choice for every like that we get. So feel free, go as far as you can with it, like and share, and we are going to give back. Definitely. I mean, not only did you just give us, half an hour of your time, cook this amazing meal, give us some tips and new uses of things that we haven't had going on for a while. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you for all that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys. Enjoy the dinner.
Dominick,
yeah.
I can't wait to dig in.
We'll talk to you after. Give our best to Carol and the girls, and have a great week coming up.
All right, you too, guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Dominick.
Bye, everybody. Take care.